Dave DeBaugh here, and I have to say, I want to personally just reach out to Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers for making this NFL offseason just so highly entertaining. I'd much rather talk about Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers than, quite frankly, any of the quarterbacks that are currently slated to go in the first round of this year's NFL draft, with the exception of one. We can get into that another day. That being said, Lamar Jackson, I was going to do like a top 3 reasons why Lamar Jackson hasn't been signed yet. And then I was going to do a separate video, which was going to be a top 3 reasons why Aaron Rodgers hasn't been traded yet. And then I thought, maybe I'll just combine them into a super quick, under 5-minute video. So here we go. Now, let's start with Lamar Jackson. Now, Lamar Jackson, let's face it, is not quite Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson is clearly a top 10 quarterback in the National Football League. Quite frankly, when Lamar Jackson is healthy and able to play at like 80% strength, he can be a top 5 quarterback in the National Football League. Like all of these pundits out there that rip on Lamar Jackson for not winning more playoff games forget that Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl. Forget that the ultimate task here is that it's a team game. And when you're a Lamar Jackson style quarterback, the rest of the team ultimately matters, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So you can't put that all on Lamar Jackson. But the top 3 reasons are pretty simple. The health concerns with Lamar Jackson, and then, of course, the NFL's unwillingness to go into the night when it comes to the thing that nobody wants to talk about in the NFL. The should rename nameless for the rest of time, the guaranteed contracts. It's just the term guaranteed contracts is just like that unspoken person in Harry Potter. I'm just saying, it's absolutely unbelievable. So you have those 2 things, and then I think the third thing that I would have done in that Lamar Jackson solo video, which I'm now combining with Aaron Rodgers, is pretty simple, and that is the tweets. Like the tweets, which are actually an extension of the fact that he doesn't have an agent. The tweets and all of the shenanigans that are sort of going around with it. I mean, I'm going to put up a picture right now of the entire gym, which he's suddenly hawking on Twitter with his business partner. Look, I'm all for Lamar Jackson Enterprises, but the other day I had a look at Lamar Jackson's new fan site, and I thought, and I'll put up a picture of that as well, that this brought me back to the AOL days when I stopped by my parents' house and I used to see those discs just piling up. It is GeoCities in nature, at least above the fold, Lamar. So there are a lot of reasons, but those are the primary reasons. Teams just don't want to deal with guaranteed contracts. They're concerned about his health. And then, quite frankly, they don't like all of the off-the-field stuff that is being tweeted and put out into the social media sphere. It's that simple. That's why there aren't 10 teams lining up for Lamar Jackson services. I can tell you right now that as a Minnesota Viking fan, I'd be perfectly happy having Lamar Jackson play in 12 or 15 games for me next season. It's a change of pace that the Vikings could use, and I would love to actually see it happen. I think there's a lot of other fans out there and a lot of other teams, at least 10 other teams in the NFL, that should be bidding for Lamar Jackson. It's just that he doesn't act the way Patrick Mahomes acts on and off the field, and that, my friends, is holding Lamar Jackson back. As for Aaron Rodgers, I love to kid Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is still a card-carrying member of the Green Bay Packers. Now, everybody out there seems to, or a lot of people, I should say, like to put out these Aaron Rodgers conspiracy videos. They sit down and they watch what Aaron Rodgers says on the Pat McAfee show, and then they fact check it against what other people say. So earlier in the week, the general manager of the Green Bay Packers basically came out and discounted some things that Rodgers had said in his latest Pat McAfee appearance. It's like looking for a smoking gun where there's a smoking gun, but there's no reason to really even talk about the smoking gun to begin with, because we are talking about Aaron Rodgers. Of course he ignored the Green Bay Packer phone calls. Like, did you really think Aaron Rodgers would actually answer a call from the Green Bay Packers, let alone a call from his own agent that said, hey, the Green Bay Packers want to talk to you? He's already got a signed contract with the Green Bay Packers. Why would Aaron Rodgers pick up the phone? Why would he do any favors for that organization at this point? Because he is Aaron Rodgers. He's the guy that goes into a cave for 4 days and turns out the lights. And then at one point goes into the cave thinking 90%, I was 90% going to retire. But when I came out, I'd completely flipped. I decided I didn't want to retire. That's because you just spent 4 days in the darkness, Aaron. Look, anybody that spends 4 days in the darkness would not want to retire. They would want to get back to whatever their profession is. It is as simple as that, Aaron. All right. I'm Dave DeBaugh, and thanks so much for checking out this video. I'm supposed to grovel, so go ahead and subscribe to the show. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye now.